Hey, profs. Welcome on in. My name's Rob Lightfoot, proud two-time alum of Rick Edelman College of Communication, class of 2000-2001. This is Beyond the Brown and Gold.
I'm Jessica Kennedy. I'm the co-host here, also a two-time proud Rowan alum, class of 2008 from the Rick Edelman College of Communication and Creative Arts, and 2015 from the College of Education. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Rowan Radio 89.7 WGLS FM presents Beyond the Brown and Gold, a show that highlights the lives and memories of Glassboro State and Rowan University alumni. Now, here are your hosts, Rob Lightfoot and Jessica Kennedy.
On today's show, we have a very special guest, Adam Woodhull. He's a two-time graduate of Rowan.
He loved it so much the first time he came back.
That's how I feel. He has 2 degrees from the College of Business. He currently serves on the Alumni Board of Directors. He's Director of Fixed Operations for Subaru.
We talk a little bit, and by a little bit I mean a lot, about Subaru, but it's great because he loves it.
We're so grateful for Adam to be with us today. He's had a 20-year career in the automotive industry. He's had, I think he said something like 12 different positions within just Subaru alone. So we're excited to have had Adam in studio and hope you enjoy the time with him as much as we did.
So I'm getting up earlier these days because I'm back in school, going for my MBA, trying to chase your dreams here.
Yeah.
Because, you're a two-time alum.
That's right.
So tell us about your story here at Rowan University.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. So actually, I didn't start my academic career at Rowan University.
Look at
You
that.
didn't?
I
I
know.
don't think I knew that.
I know, right? So many things are coming out as part of this.
You can name the other school if you'd like.
That's okay. So yeah,
I love it. He didn't even name it.
I started at Bloomsburg University in Pennsylvania. But yeah, just
Any particular reason? Family there?
No real connection to the university. You know, I feel like in high school we just went on a parade of tons of area schools, and they actually had a program where I could start early the summer right after high school. So I did a couple
You
credits.
wanted to do that?
I did.
Wow.
I was like
Studious.
anxious to get going, right? Maybe there was a little bit of teenage angst and wanting to get out of mom and dad's house and find my own way, right? But yeah, I just didn't feel a strong connection to the community there, and was wanting to get back to South Jersey, and took a little bit of time off in between. It's kind of when I found the car business, and found my way back to South Jersey and to Rowan.
What brought you to Rowan? Was there a particular?
Did have some friends here who had, straight from high school come to Rowan. So it was kind of a known entity to me. I had spent some time on campus, and I thought it offered, kind of the programs that I was looking for. I'd actually spent some time talking to some folks in the industry that I later pursued as a career about what type of an education to get, and thought that, good, solid state school foundation, right, would set me on my way.
So you got some experience in between your 2 starting college experiences. What did you do in that time that kind of helped you determine what you were going to study when you were here?
Yeah, so naturally after leaving mom and dad's house, right, nobody wants to go back home. So first summer of college, me and a bunch of buddies rented a house down the Jersey Shore.
Which shore?
This sounds phenomenal, by the way.
Why saying Jersey Shore? What shore were you at?
Long Beach Island.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
we were down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's one we don't get much. Okay.
Yeah, we don't get a lot of LBIs.
Yeah.
And, all my friends were getting jobs, in hospitality, restaurants and bars and that kind of stuff. And it just had no interest to me. And so I've always wanted to work in the car business. And so I went and walked into a car dealer and talked myself into a job.
What kind of job could you get kind of just walking in the door?
Oh, like very entry level. It was like lot attendant, wash bay guy. Yeah,
Okay.
cleaning cars kind of a thing. But
was that everything you had hoped it would be when you applied for that job?
and more. No, I joke. Actually, the dealer that I worked for was a really great guy who it was kind of a small owner-operated store where everybody had to wear a lot of hats. And so because I had an interest and passion, he gave me the opportunity to try a bunch of different things and work in a bunch of different areas of the dealership, and went back to school and then came to work for him the following summer again. And we kind of did the same thing over again. And yeah.
So you mentioned you had an idea about what you wanted to do in the industry.
Yeah.
Or like in the car biz. What was that?
I think I've just always been really curious about how cars are designed, how they're developed, how they're manufactured. And so naturally everybody's first exposure to cars is in a dealership, right? Buying one or servicing one. But I was always just a little bit curious about how do we get to this point, right? Where it shows up on the lot and it looks the way it does, it drives the way it does. And so I had the opportunity through working in dealerships to get to know some folks that worked on the manufacturer side and ask them some questions and interact with them, and kind of that set my course. I figured that's where I wanted to be.
Did they advise you to go into business?
Yeah, specifically. That was the recommendation. I actually looked at a couple different schools as I was making my decision to leave Bloomsburg and looking for an academic institution that could support my goals. I looked at some really automotive-focused schools. There's Northwood University, which at the time had campuses in Michigan and in Florida. And I spent some time with that dealer that I mentioned in Florida. So I toured their university and looked around and tried to get a sense for the programs that they offered. But I just felt that, Rowan would be, a broader experience, a bigger campus. And if for some reason automotive wasn't where my passions led me, that a good business education would give me some options.
So were you a first-gen student? Did your parents?
I was, yeah, first-generation college student. So my mom had an associate's from County College here in South Jersey, and then went into the medical field. So she worked at Virtua for 45 years as a hematologist in the lab. But my dad did some military. He was in the Navy, and then into the police academy and did his career in law enforcement. So, no one had really left home, right, and had that collegiate experience. And so, there was none of my cousins before me either. So it was kind of a new and unique experience, but one that I felt well supported, not only personally with my family, but also by the university.
Did you live on campus?
I did. I lived, when I first came to Rowan, I lived in Evergreen.
Okay.
Which conveniently was where my best friend from high school and some other friends from high school were also living. So, again, nice sense of community arriving on campus. And now my wife, actually, that's where I met my wife.
Yes. I always forget that Cindy is a prof sweetheart, the other half of a prof sweetheart. So how did you meet Cindy? Was she business?
She was not. No,
Okay.
She was studying childhood education and psychology.
Okay.
But she lived in Evergreen as well, and she was roommates with someone who was dating, or she was dating the roommate of one of my high school friends. So, kind of through friends, and we were friends for a long time, and eventually started dating.
Did you start dating while you were here or afterwards?
No, while we were here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then it's truly a prof sweetheart.
Yeah, she's always on that, you're always on that love trail. So you lived on Evergreen. Any activities on campus you were involved with? Any organizations, student groups that you can recall, or professors that you kind of really helped shape who Adam Woodhull is? Yeah.
So I worked a couple jobs while taking 5 classes, so I didn't have a ton of activity on campus. But probably one of the relationships that was influential not only in my academic career here, but in my professional career was with Dr. Mercandani. So I took supervised internship class with him here, actually in Beaux-Arts, and that was when I started my internship with Subaru, my career with Subaru, which is now over 20 years. So, and that relationship's continued. So I continued after I graduated to come back through, even as I was finishing my graduate degree, to come back and speak to that class of his once a year. He'd bring me in as kind of a guest speaker about how to conduct yourself, right, in an internship. And I'd speak a little bit to students about how, it's really not only a way for the company to have a prolonged interview of them, but vice versa, right, for them to kind of figure out if that's the type and size and culture of the company that they're interested in working for and meets their professional goals. And so he and I have a great friendship and continue to get together regularly.
Oh, good. That's cool.
Yeah,
That's great.
Yeah.
You started interning at Subaru while you were here.
I did.
What did it look like when you kind of made your journey, leaving Rowan? Was it a smooth transition to a position at Subaru, or?
Yeah, good question. So again, I had worked through most of my undergrad and graduate degree. So at that point, or as I was finishing my undergraduate degree, so it wasn't odd for me to have that balance of work and class. So the transition was pretty natural for me to be, working during the day and then mostly taking classes at night. But, instantly just the culture there felt like a really good fit, sort of entrepreneurial in spirit, kind of a thin organization at the time, or flat maybe I should say. with great accessibility to the leadership team, to the executives, just a real casual working environment, and one that I felt like, having worked in dealerships and retail automotive, that I felt like I had some good experience. Was pretty easy to talk to customers. So my internship was in the customer service call center. Great opportunity to learn about, the full breadth of the product that we offered, to learn about the customers and the dealer network. We like to call them retailers at Subaru. We like to think they're kind of a cut above. It was there where they really encouraged us to resolve the customer's concerns by any means, right? Seeking out the answer throughout the company, which help you to build your network and build connections and those sorts of things. Which definitely led to later career opportunities. So it can be a grueling day to be on the phone hearing from customers all day, but I think it really was foundational to my career at Subaru.
Yeah, because it gave you that great perspective on being able to move forward.
Absolutely.
You mentioned the word learning. You
Yeah.
mentioned the word Subaru. Let's use this opportunity, because I don't think that many people know this.
Yeah.
There's a meaning behind the logo. Can you tell us about the logo or
Sure.
what's involved in that? Because I don't think people know what Subaru is.
I didn't know.
So the logo is 6 stars in an oval, right? And it represents a constellation, Pleiades, which in Japanese means unite. So that's the story behind the star cluster. It was really the founding of the company. So Subaru is kind of the big star, and then the 5 stars represent the different industries that the company was in at the time. So small engine, transportation, heavy equipment, and automotive being one of those. So
I think that's kind of cool.
yeah.
This guy's a Subaru guy here.
I mean, listen, if we have any Subaru questions, Adam, did you ever do sales, like officially for Subaru?
So not in like a retail setting in
Okay.
a dealership. I represented some other brands with that experience, but I did work as a district sales manager. So sort of consulting the dealerships or retailers, again, as we call them, on customer handling, customer experience, those sorts of things. So I've worked in a couple sales roles. I've had 12 jobs in 20 years.
Wow.
So
What's your
yeah.
favorite?
Oh goodness, there's so many. I worked
You
in
should now, your current job.
yeah, again,
Good call, Jess.
all of them give you, kind of a unique view of the business. And I think that's something that I really enjoy about Subaru is they like that diversity of experience, right? Seeing the business from a bunch of different perspectives makes you better, more well-rounded. But there was one job that was, I think, maybe the most fun, which we called product sourcing. So it was on the accessory development team and got to really work on, future product development, working with manufacturers here in North America for some of the accessories that we offer for the vehicles, working with engineering teams. It was like watching Discovery Channel, like how stuff
that's
works.
cool.
And
Yeah, but that's what you wanted to do.
factories. Yeah, it was
you
really,
like that inside.
Yeah, it was really cool.
So were you the kind of kid, like you said that your first, a lot of people's first experience with cars is going into a retailer. But for me, with having 2 little boys, I feel like the first experience with cars is Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars, which my house is just full of Hess trucks. Were you a little kid that kind of loved all of those things? So when you wound up in the automotive industry, it was kind of no surprise? Or?
Yeah, actually, like even looking back at like home movies and stuff like that from a kid, like I was always with, playing with the Hot Wheels and the Matchbox cars. And I really enjoy now that my boys are into it. So we've got, courses set up all
That's
over the
cool.
house. And, yeah.
Now, Subaru recently relocated, right? You guys were in Morristown for many years.
We were in Cherry Hill.
Cherry Hill?
That's right.
And then shifted to Camden. Is that an expansion of the business?
It was. So we've been growing as an organization. And so that was an opportunity for us to kind of bring a bunch of different facilities into one. So we consolidated and built a new headquarters here for the U.S. In Camden.
Yeah, because they're doing so many techie things over there. I remember, so Adam, who is on our Alumni Association board, and we'd be out at events, and he'd just be telling about all the technology in these cars. Like I remember at the one event that we co-hosted, and you were saying, oh yeah, this car does, blah, 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 and it like talks to you and can start this and like read the clouds and stuff like that. So Subaru's doing like a lot of big, it can do some things like that, right? I don't know if you're reading clouds still, but.
Now, okay, so Adam, you never worked sales, well, officially in another, for another car company who shall remain nameless, of course. But Adam's a really good salesman. So.
I thought you were about to say singer. You hung onto that S
Singer?
for a little bit. I think
Singer?
you're a singer.
Maybe. I haven't asked him to sing, but maybe we can. Adam, when did you join? I have to think back. back to when you joined the alumni board. It's been a while, maybe like
2017, I think.
Yeah, so you are approaching, I don't know, your 7th year on the board or something. So
Yeah.
since Adam joined the alumni board, 3 members of the alumni engagement team have purchased Subarus.
It's true. You guys left the other one.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I love my car, which I won't say what brand it is. Brian needed a car, and we were talking a little bit about that. And he wound up buying a Subaru. Chris has his, I think, is it his wife or him? He has a Subaru.
They're on their 3rd, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. And Carly has a Subaru. So we are just a Subaru loving office. But I think what we love most about Subaru is how we can talk to somebody that we love and trust about a car. You know what I mean? Because how often do you go into like a dealership and you feel really great about an interaction that you're having with somebody? You know, I feel like it's always great to kind of have somebody that you can kind of bounce ideas off of. So just a special thanks to Adam for making us a Subaru loving. Our parking lot is full of Subarus now, and I'd say that's thanks to Adam's unofficial sales.
And Subaru has
product.
loved the alumni back because we were talking off there. Talk about the internship program, the hiring program, how many alums work there now at Rowan?
Yeah,
Rowan
sure.
alums?
Well, first of all, not pushing anyone to drive a Subaru, right?
No, you're not pushing. No,
He
not
he doesn't push. He's
I
like,
wouldn't. If you pushed, I wouldn't have
Yeah.
gotten it. But you're just knowledgeable, and I feel like that's nice to have someone that's knowledgeable about a product that you can buy into.
Yeah, and it's really easy to kind of represent a brand and a product that you believe in, right? And that you know you're happy to put your friends and family into because you know they'll be safe and the product will hold up, high quality, right? So that makes things pretty easy. But yeah, so Rob, you were referencing, you know, recently we had an event at Subaru, kind of through my work on the board and naturally, you know, my career at Subaru, we've been trying to connect those dots a bit and doing some research with human resources at work. And here we learned that there's over 60 alumni at Subaru in various roles. And I think through that, there's 75 different degrees. And so kind of building on, we were talking earlier about the Rowan on the Rise events that we did as an alumni board and try to create that opportunity at Subaru to teach some of the folks about the things that have been going on here on campus. If they haven't been back to Glassboro in a while, if they haven't heard about the expansion in the university, you know, what's been going on. And so we were pretty excited to host President Hushman with our president, Tom Dahl. We did a lunch and learn, and they came in and spoke and talked a little bit about what's been going on here on campus and how alumni can get engaged with the university. You know, at Subaru, we're very volunteer focused. We are encouraged to volunteer our time, and we do so actively. And so that felt well aligned with Rowan, and we know there's a number of opportunities. But yeah, it turned out to be a really great event. I think we had close to 45 of those 60-ish alum attend
right.
the event, which was really great.
Yeah, that's
what
awesome.
what other organizations are you associated with? Besides any other ones besides Rowan?
So in terms of some of the philanthropy,
Yeah.
there's a lot. So we started many years ago a year-end sales event that's a little different than really anything else in the automotive industry called Share the Love. And through that, we've now donated $250 million to various causes. And so that started with a couple national causes that we identified, and then later we evolved the program to allow each dealership or retailer to select a charity in their local community that customers, when they purchase a new Subaru during that time frame, can choose for their donation to go to.
That's very cool.
And so, yeah, it's been a really important part of who we are as an organization, and really has grown tremendously over the years.
I can't believe it's just hitting me now, but as you say this, so Subaru Uber involved with the President Steve show and their, what is it again?
So Phil Abundance is the benefactor of the Camp Out for Hunger.
Camp Out for Hunger
Yeah,
event
yeah,
that
yeah.
they host every year. But
That's right.
Talk about Subaru's involvement with that and how they get all their employees involved.
Yeah, so we've been a partner of Phil Abundance for a long time. We volunteer our time there, and we've been donating, food to help the hungry in the community. And so that was just kind of a natural fit with their Camp Out for Hunger. And so that's evolved over the years as well. So we've won a couple times and been able to host
many times. I should say.
host them at our headquarters. But really, the benefit is to the community is really our goal and being involved. And we've actually gone to the extent of developing training for other companies to kind of emulate what we've done, because we don't want the program to be reliant just on Subaru, right? We want other, corporate entities to be involved and to support. And I think there's been a number that have come out as a result of that. So it's just a really great cause, something we feel pretty passionate about. And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, you guys score so many pounds of food every year.
Yeah.
In case you don't know, Camp Out for Hunger raises, not only food donations, but cash donations.
That's right.
For the food banks in the local area here, but mainly Phil Abundance. So really great cause.
So you currently serve as the director of fixed operations at Subaru. What does that mean?
I know, right? So what that really means is I'm on the sort of the parts and service side of the business. And predominantly I'm responsible for the sales and marketing of parts. So when you need to have your vehicle serviced at a dealership, whether it be maintenance or repair, my team's responsible for that. So
What's your team look like? Who are you working with? You got a big team over there?
I wouldn't say a real big team. Like I said, we're kind of lean and mean as an organization. So people wear a bunch of hats. But so we've got a team of about 18 people that oversee, things from retailer process to like when you go to schedule your service appointment for your vehicle, if you're doing so on a website or in an app, those are our programs that we support. If you're going in for like a light maintenance, an oil change, tire rotation kind of service, and you go through an express service process, that's something that we oversee. If you're getting email reminders that you need service, or you're getting something in your mailbox at home, those are things that my team puts together.
Now, when you're not Subaruing, I'm going to make it a verb.
Yeah.
Right, or a gerund actually. I'll say that on this show here. When you're not Subaruing,
Yeah.
what's Adam doing on his free time? What do we got going on? What are we doing?
We talked about the wife and kids. So, yeah, they keep me pretty busy. So everybody's in sports and activities. So, yeah, most nights of the week you can find me on the sideline of some sports field eating my dinner out of a thermos. Right?
Such a shame. It's such a shame.
It's actually it's really
Spoken
great.
as a non-parent. Such a shame to watch your children play sports.
I want to sit down and eat dinner and stuff like that.
What,
Yeah.
you're going to want your SpaghettiOs or not as good out of a thermos?
Actually, never tried that.
What day of the week is SpaghettiOs, right?
No, that actually falls usually on a Thursday because I only shop really for 3 days a week. But good question.
But Adam, you don't just love Subaru, you love cars.
I do love cars.
Yeah, tell us about your love for cars. What's your favorite classic?
Oh, goodness. It's like your kids, right? They're
Yeah.
all different. You love them for different reasons.
Yeah, you can't pick a
all
favorite.
the same. Can't pick a favorite. But no, I love all kinds of cars. And really, it's something like, again, from childhood, something that's always been a passion of mine. And so I feel like there's like a list of cars that someday hope to own.
Is Cindy like over the whole car thing? Is she like done with it?
No, she's
Okay,
passionate
okay.
about cars.
She's on board.
That's right.
That's
Yeah.
what made this. That was the selling point. She liked cars too. So
I like to say she has just the right amount of passion. She's interested in cars. She can tolerate me talking about cars, but she doesn't have such strong opinion that she disagrees with me too often.
Okay, that's fantastic. That's why you guys get along so
that
well.
works out for you.
That does work out for you.
Yeah, perfect fit.
So when you have a classic car, are you driving it?
As much as you can, but like anymore, it's hard to find the time to get them out and that kind of stuff. But no, the kids are involved. You can find us at a Cars and Coffee on Saturday morning if we don't have a conflict with sports, and the kids are into it. They're picking out their favorite color, which ones have horses on them, or different animals for logos and that kind of stuff. So they're into it for sure.
Glassboro has a really big car show every
Oh my gosh,
fall.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, right on the
September, right?
boulevard.
Isn't
yeah.
it like Labor Day weekend, I think?
I actually do think it's Labor Day weekend. I think it's the Friday leading into Labor Day weekend usually. But yeah, you should come. That
I
would
would
be
love to
so
come.
fun. I brought
Yeah.
my dad a couple years ago with the kids, which made it complicated because you can only really peruse so much when there's children involved. But really, it's huge. It takes over all the street down the boulevard into Glassboro, kind of by the police department. I mean, it's crazy big.
That's great.
Yeah, so you should come. So do you present cars at the car show or do you just attend?
A little bit of both. I'd say
Okay.
I'm an amateur collector, but yeah, it's for me. I like seeing other people's interests and passions. I think it's just such a diverse, landscape. There's everything: American muscle, import, European. There's kind of everything. So
Are you doing your own repairs?
I do some of my own maintenance on my cars.
Because I have no idea what I'm doing with it. That's why it goes right into the mechanic.
Yeah, but then I've also got some folks that specialize that I like to support and that work on some of my cars. So.
But it also must be nice if you work for a company that deals with cars. Like you're not like concerned to bring your car to the mechanic or the dealership because those are your people. So you're not like it's intimidating for most of us, I think, to bring our car somewhere. But when it's your wheelhouse, I think it's not so bad.
I see what you did there, wheelhouse, because we're talking about cars that have four wheels.
Didn't even mean to do that. Thanks, Rob, for the kudos.
How long is Adam going to be on the board?
It's 8 years. So it's 2 4-year terms.
Okay.
So after 8 years, he'll roll off and have the opportunity to rejoin us. I hope he's probably going to be done with us by that point.
Yeah, he's probably saying rejoin. I don't want to do any parts of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Gina and I were actually talking at an event recently about our strategy. We're going to have Charles and Cindy now join the board so that we can be like tangentially involved.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. And I feel like we already have an established relationship with both of them. So that's so nice. Yeah.
What was the reason for getting involved in the first place?
So it actually kind of came out of my relationship with Dr. Mercandani and some of the, like I mentioned, speaking opportunities that I had with his classes. He's been petitioning for me to adjunct for a long time. And unfortunately, with all the other things I've got going on professionally and personally, I don't really have the time for that kind of a commitment. But he was like, hey, what about, the alumni board of directors? It's a little less of a time commitment, but an opportunity to get back involved with the university and take on a little bit more responsibility. And so I got to know, I think, Angela Pinty at the time, and got to meet Chris and have some conversations about what that might look like. And it felt like something that I could manage. And it's really been a great opportunity. I mean, again, much like we talked about having President Hushmand over to Subaru to talk about the things going on, it was a great opportunity for me to get back involved here with the university and learn a little bit about what's been going on with the West Campus, with all the new programs, and so and give back a little bit, get involved with students and some volunteer activities. It's really been a great experience for me.
Do you set goals every year? Personal, professional goals?
Definitely professional. Personal, yeah, of course.
Any one particular that you're still chasing?
Well, I feel like health and fitness is always on the list, right?
Ooh, let's go there. What do we got?
In terms of exercise, I like to, both as a hobby and as a way of staying healthy, I like to road bike.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of a passion of mine. So this time of year, I'm mostly spinning indoors because it's too cold
outside,
wet, too miserable. But no, looking forward to getting back out on the road, here in the next couple months. And so I'll typically spend a couple nights at home and then, jump on the bike on the weekends. I belong to a club locally that organizes rides on the weekends, and good community, good bunch of people, and a lot of fun.
Like on a Wednesday night, you'll go out for a bike?
Yeah, the longer rides are typically on the weekends, like a Saturday or Sunday. Hop on the bike. And,
that's great.
Yeah.
No,
go out
sense
for
of community
30, 60 miles. And,
Woo! Yeah, because there's an organization in Philly, I think it's Philly Runner, does Wednesday night runs through the city.
Mm-hmm.
And occasionally they'll say, hey, let's go over the Ben Franklin and come back and
Yeah.
do that. So that community is great.
Yeah.
To be able to do that. And a lot easier on your knees than the running piece too.
It is. Yeah. And then I'll do some the big charity events locally. I'll do the cancer ride in June, American Cancer Society. I've done the MS 150 in the fall, 17 times.
Wow.
So, yeah, all good causes that are important to me and a lot of fun, good sense of community.
What is next for you? You have any vision, any thoughts about Subaru, a role that you'd love to be in, or want to just be the CEO and found?
Come on, just say it. You want something big there. Yeah, people are listening over there.
I know you've had a lot of positions, so
I have had a couple positions, but honestly, the one I'm in now, Director of Fixed Operations, is something I've had my eye on for quite some time.
Good.
And feel like I've been working towards for a while. So
that's nice.
I'd like to.
You like to sit.
I'd like to be here for a little bit. I've got some plans. I've got some things I'd like to accomplish, and I've got a great team around me. So. Yeah, I'd love to do this for a little while, but I'm sure there'll be something next. I got a long way to go. Like I said, I've got young kids, so 20 years went by fast, but there could easily be another 20. So
speaking of young kids, how do we get them to be future profs here? Is that on the agenda? Things that we're talking to them
I
about? I
keep
mean, there's
telling-
still very little, but
They are, but yeah, I think that's definitely on our radar. In fact, we've talked about maybe we need to get Cindy a job here on campus.
yes. What does Cindy do? What could we get her to do?
Cindy can do a lot of things. She
that's
can.
nice.
Oh, look at you just melt right there.
Is it fair to say that Cindy's the best thing you got out of Rowan? Not just helping him.
Yeah.
course.
Way to go, Adam. Way to go.
Well, we love Cindy, and we love the whole Woodhull family, all right down to all the 3 Nuggets that come to our events. We got to get them back at when the Fossil Park opens, because we've had you at
Very
some family
excited about
digs.
that,
So I
yeah.
think they're saying 2024 at this point we're looking at. So
Yeah,
gotta,
you
gotta
know
get the
my-
Woodhull family at a dig.
My middle is very into dinosaurs, and so the timing of that was perfect. We really enjoyed that.
So we always love having you on campus, and
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's just great to have you on the board, and we're going to keep you involved in some way, even when you roll off the board. But we'll give you a break to catch your breath and be a family guy and do all those personal and professional things that you need time for, right? But thank you for all that you do for Rowan, and thank you for coming in today and joining us, and thank you for sharing Subaru with us as a brand, because I think, you've got Subaru fans now that work with you. So we're really excited about that. So thanks again.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
So I don't think we're going to find anybody who's more Subaru than him. I'm sure even like the CEO is maybe not as much Subaru.
I
as
don't
him.
think so. He's brand loyal, that's for sure. But isn't that what you want from an employee,
Yeah.
right? Like someone that represents your brand well. I feel like that they're lucky to have him.
Yeah, Adam's a great guy, and the biking thing is kind of cool.
Yeah, you guys really kind of bonded over the ways that you exercise.
Yeah, you weren't all in about that.
I don't exercise.
Yeah, not yet, at least.
I just want to
Not
be
yet.
honest.
I know.
just want to
not,
be
not-
honest.
Not yet.
but-
No, but Adam's great, and we do have to keep him involved. When he's done with the alumni board, it'd be great to keep him involved here in some fashion at the university.
Yeah, we don't let our alums go when they leave the alumni board. We find other opportunities to get them involved. So we'll have to find that niche for him. And we're just happy that he's given us so many years of great service. And I had a dream last night that I interviewed Britney Spears on this show with you.
You're having a lot of dreams
I'm having
about.
a lot of weird dreams.
Yeah.
But Adam was almost as good as Britney. So
That's good. It's good to know that he's living up to that. That's great.
So thank you, Adam. Thanks, Rob.
Thanks,
and-
Brittany.
Yeah, thanks, Britney Spears, if you're listening somewhere. And have a great day, profs.
You've been listening to Beyond the Brown and Gold on Rowan Radio 89.7 WGLS FM. You can find more episodes on your favorite podcasting platforms by searching for Beyond the Brown and Gold or Rowan Radio On Demand.